Hello children, welcome to the digital class of Social Studies. Are you all curious to know what topic we are going to discuss today? Yes, today we shall discuss about community decision making in tribe. So children, tell me what is the meaning of the community? A group of people who occupy a common territory possessing common set of traditions is called a community. So what is community? Where a group of people live together in a common territory. Territory means what? Area. And they follow certain traditions. They follow same kind of traditions. So that is known as community. We all live in a particular community, isn't it? Then what is the meaning of community decision making? The people within each community have the ability to solve their own problems and achieve their own goals. So what is the meaning of decision making? Here, people who live in a community, I said what is community? Where people live together, right? So these people, they have the ability to take their own decisions. They have the ability to achieve their goals or solve their own problems. So that is known as community decision making. Did you understand? Okay. So let us see the learning outcomes of this chapter. By the end of this chapter, you will be able to compare the lifestyle of earlier tribes, appreciate the unity of tribal communities, explain the role of Gone Punch in tribal society, identify the location of different tribes in Telangana and mark on the map, explain the role of people in a village in economic activity, and emphasize the role of village headman. So children, let's begin the session. So what is the name of our chapter? Community decision making in tribe. So let's start. Let me ask you a few questions. How do people who live together in large numbers take decision about their common problems? Children, let me give you one example. Suppose in a classroom, if any problem arises within the classroom, then how do you solve it? Whom do you take this problem to? You take the problem to your class leader, and the class leader goes to the class teacher, right? So here also, in a community also, large number of people live together. So here if any problem arises, how do they solve it? Okay. Here is another question for you. How do they settle disputes among themselves? What is dispute? Dispute means fight. So let us take the same example of classroom. See, you people sometimes keep fighting for small things. So here how these fights are solved, class teacher solves. So in a village community, who is the person who solves this? It is the leader of the community or village head. Alright. Then what is the role of leaders and what do they get in return? So what is the role of leaders here? They see that all the people in the community, they live in peace. There are no disputes, no problems, etc. And they see that they get all kinds of facilities, right? Then what do they get in return? They may get the produce cultivated by the people, etc. Right? So to answer all these questions, we shall learn the topic in detail. So are you all ready to learn? Here we go. Tribes. What are tribes? Societies where all people are equal. So tribes means it is a society where all the people are equal. There is no difference between one individual to another individual. Okay. So let's see that. Look at the image here. This is a image of tribal community in India. Look at the picture. You see that their dressing style is totally different from us. and the traditions, customs, everything is very different. And where do they live? They live in the forest. So people who live in the forest are called as tribes. So who are tribes? Different kind of societies who generally live in forest areas are called tribes. Did you understand? So people who live in forest areas are called as tribes, and their traditions, their lifestyle is totally different. Alright? Do you know what are the different tribes in Telangana? Children, if you recollect, we have already discussed all these things in the previous chapters. Like for example, Penugolu, a village on the hills. If you remember, we have learnt about tribal communities in that chapter. So here, we are going to discuss in detail about one particular type. So let us see the different tribes in Telangana. There we have Chenchus, Koyas, Savara, Gaunt and Konda Reddy. So look at the pictures here. This is Chenchu tribe. This is Koya tribe and he is known as Koya Dora. This is the Koya headgear, the crown which the village head or Koya head wears it on their head. Then this is village deity of Koya tribe. So what is deity? Deity means goddess. So village goddess. We know that all the tribal communities, they pray nature. They worship nature as God, right? So here it is the village goddess of the Koya tribes. And what tribe is this? It is Savara tribe. And this is Gaunt tribe. And today we shall discuss in detail about Gaunt tribe. And we also have Konda Reddy tribe. Okay children, did you understand what are the different types of tribes in Telangana? So here is an activity for you. Collect the information of tribal communities in your region or state. Right? Let's move on to the next part. See, we have seen different tribes in Telangana. So are they all same? No, they are totally different. Each tribe is different from the other. Like if you take example of Savara tribe or Chenchu tribe, they both are totally different. So in spite of so many differences, their lifestyle is different, dressing style is different, traditions, everything is different. Then how are they called as tribe? Why do we call them as tribe? Because they share some characteristics, features. The common characteristics shared by the tribes are, so there are 6 characteristic features which are shared by the tribes, which make them called as tribe. What is tribe? Where people are equal. The people who stay in the forest. These are called as tribes. So let us see the characteristics of tribes. How many are there? There are 6. So first one, tribes believe that they are the descendants of a common ancestor. Who are ancestors? See, we have father, grandfather, great-grandfather, etc. like this. So the forefathers are called as ancestors. So tribal people, they feel that, they believe that they belong to the same family members. So children, when you feel that they belong to the same family, you share the things, isn't it? So because they feel that they are from the same family, what is the second character? They share and use all resources equally. So here there is no difference. They don't fight for anything. They share whatever land is cultivated, whatever production is done. Everything is shared by them equally. So here the third characteristic is no rich and no poor people in tribes. So since they are sharing equally every produce or all the resources, there is no rich and no poor in tribal communities. So these are the 3 characteristics of tribes. Let us see more 3 here. All the families of a tribe do all kinds of work like cultivation, gathering of food, etc. So in tribal communities, they do all kinds of work. It is not that only father is doing the work and mother and children are sitting at home. It's not like that. Everyone in the family do some or the other type of work. Okay. Then fifth characteristic is men have greater power and role in decision making than women. So even in the tribal societies also, men have more power than women. They give lot of importance to the celebration of festivals. So the last characteristic of tribal society is they celebrate festivals together, isn't it? Let us see all the 6 characteristics shared by the tribes in detail now. So what is the first one? They believe that they are the ancestors. So they belong to the same family. Since they belong to the same family, they share everything equally. Then what is the next? What is that they share equally? All the natural resources like land, forest, pasture land. What is pasture land? Can you see the image here? The animals are grazing here. That means they are eating the grass. So the land where animals are kept for grazing is called as pasture land. Okay. Then they also share water. Water is a natural resource. So all these, they believe that it is a commonwealth of natural resources and everything is a free gift of nature. So they share all these things equally, right? Next, in tribal societies, there are no acute differences like rich and poor, as everyone has a share in the common resources of the tribe. So just now we have seen how they shared the natural resources like land, forest, pasture land and water. So since they are sharing it equally, there is no rich and no poor, right? Next, look at the land here. Suppose this land is given to the tribal people. Then what do? It is cultivated by every tribal person in the society. Alright? In some tribes, all the members may till the soil together and share the produce equally. No one can keep more land than they can till or use. See, children, generally we have 3 categories of farmers, right? What are they? Large farmers, medium farmers and small farmers. So here, based on the distribution of land, suppose distribution of land is more, that means they belong to large farmers because they have more land. Then if few acres are given, then they are called as medium farmers. And small farmers are those who are having less than 2.5 acres of land. So in this way, if the land is divided, we categorize them accordingly. But here in tribal societies, there is no distribution of land. Everyone, they have to cultivate the land equally. Everyone participate in cultivation and also to produce the crops. Whatever produce they get, they share among all the family members of the tribes. So no one has a right to keep more land or less land. Okay, did you understand? Right, next one. See, this is what tilling of land. So this is shared equally by all the tribal people. Men do more work related to cattle rearing and agriculture. Women and children attend to gathering food from the forest and basket weaving. So what type of work is done by men? Men do agriculture and cattle rearing. What is cattle rearing? Look at the picture. See here. What is cattle? Like sheep, goat, cow, buffaloes, all these are animals. So here, person who looks after these cattle is known as cattle rearing, right? So here you can see. So what type of work is done by men? Cattle rearing and agriculture. Then what do women do? They gather the food and cook, and basket weaving. So they also make baskets. So women and children do food gathering and basket weaving. Okay. So then, who has more power of decision making in the tribes? I told you already, in many tribes, men have greater power and role in decision making than women. So what is the last characteristic? They celebrate festivals, and celebration of festivals, whatever they want to start, starting from the sowing of seed, they begin with the worshipping of goddess, that is village deity, and everything is celebrated wonderfully by the tribes. You can see in this image, they are worshipping the goddess before beginning of some event. Then what do? They celebrate it. So they dance, they sing. You can see it is being organized and they are dancing here. Now let's do one activity here. List out the 6 characteristics of tribes. So whatever we have discussed till now, all the 6 characteristics, you need to write it on a paper. Okay? Okay, right. How problems are solved in tribal regions. So as we have discussed earlier, suppose a problem arises in classroom, you go to the class teacher. So how do problems solved in tribal communities? Let us see in detail. Today we are going to discuss about a particular tribe which is in Adilabad district. So what is the tribe? That is Gond tribe. So look at the map here. This is a Telangana map, and here this is Adilabad district. So in Adilabad district there is a tribe called Gond tribe. So today we shall learn in detail about Gond tribe. There are few people who show very keen interest in knowing about different cultures, different lifestyles, different people and all. So who are those? They are known as anthropologists, right? So here the people, that is anthropologists, they write some books by observing the people in the villages. So here is a short summary of description from Hyman Doff's book on the Gonds of Adilabad. So who is an anthropologist here? Hyman Doff. And what did he write about Gond? Right? Where are Gonds? They are in Adilabad district. Okay. Scholars called anthropologists have been studying the tribal people. They live among the tribes and note down their observation about the culture, lifestyle, beliefs, decision making, etc. of the tribes. So when you want to know about something, what is that we are supposed to do? We should observe. First, you need to observe that particular place or whatever it is. Then you need to write down, isn't it? So here also, whoever anthropologist, whoever goes to any village or to know about any area, they stay there, stay in that village and make a note of each and every point they observe. Alright? So let us see what did Hyman Doff observe. One such famous scholar who studied the tribes of Telangana was Führer Hyman Doff, who came to Telangana in 1940s. Who was the person? Führer Hyman Doff. When did he come to Telangana? In 1940. To observe what? Gond tribe in Adilabad district. Okay, did you understand? What did he do there? He studied the Chenchus, the Kondareddis and the Gonds and wrote books about them. He also studied several other tribes of India, especially in the northeastern states. So what did Hyman Doff do? He studied about different people. So what are the different tribes he has studied? Chenchus, Kondareddis and Gond tribes. Not only that, he went to northeastern India also, and he studied about different tribal people. Okay. Look at this picture. Who is he? Yes, he is Führer Hyman Dorf. When did he visit Telangana? In 1940. Can you see this image here? This person, who is he? Hyman Dorf. And where is he sitting? Among the tribal people. So, and what is he doing? He is writing a book. Okay. So, with the help of that book only, we are able to know the Gond people. Right? Now, let us study about Gond, Panch and Patla. What is this Panch and Patla? Let's see. What is Panch? See, generally we say in villages, village panchayat, gram panchayat, sarpanch, isn't it? We use these kind of words. So, what is Panch? The village Panch, in a sense, represents the Gond society as a whole. The Panch does not meet regularly, but only when necessary. So, what is village Panch? It is like panchayat, and they do not meet people regularly. Only once in a while, whenever any event is there, or any organization or any problem, only then the Panch meets. And village Panch represents the Gond society as a whole. Okay. So, let us see. Yes, this is a gathering of people when a Panch is organized, right? You can see men, women, everyone, they gather there, they come together and sit and listen to the hearings of the Panch. What are the functions of Panch? They fix the dates of major festivals. So, first thing is, what do they do? If they want to fix some dates of festivals, then who does this? It is Panch. And next one is, they allow or reject marriages or divorces, set down norms for marriage or death rights. So, first thing, dates have to be fixed. It is taken by Panch. If any marriages have to be held, that is also done by Panch. Without Panch permission, they cannot get married or divorce. Even the norms of marriages and death rights are also given by Panch. And finally, they also solve the disputes. Disputes means if any fights are there among the people. So, that is solved by the Panch. Okay. So, these are the functions of Panch. Let us see how they solve it. How disputes are solved by Panch. When a dispute involves people from many villages, then the councils of all the villages concerned meet in a joint panchayat. So, children, the council of all the villages, that is the Panch. See, Panch has a chairman, and the chairman is elected by the council members, group of members who elect the chairman. And if any dispute arises, if all the village people are coming for the solution, even the council of all the village, they come for the meeting. So, that is a joint meeting. Then what do they do? Look at this image. So, here you can see people have gathered, and along with these people, council members also gather in the meeting, right? A Gond panchayat is about to begin its discussion. So, here a panchayat is about to start, and this is taken from whom? The book of Hyman Dorf. Now, let us see what is the procedure to solve the dispute. See, children, you might have seen movies and police and all, isn't it? So, when a case is given to a police, what do? First, they collect the facts, right? Then they investigate and they come to a conclusion. So, here also they have some procedures. What is that? The first aim is to get the facts of the case. So, if any case has come to the Panch, first they collect the facts. The two parties are allowed to make detailed presentation of their points of view. So first facts are collected, then if two parties are there who is having dispute, so each party will be given a chance. First one party will be given a chance to express their view. Second party is also given a chance to express the view, right? Then they arrive at a solution acceptable to both parties. When all aspects of the case have been debated, one of the senior members proposes a settlement. So what do? First collect the facts, then both parties will express their views, then they arrive at a solution which are acceptable, means both the parties should accept, right? Then who gives the settlement? In a court, who gives? Judge. And here who gives? The senior most person among the council. He gives the solution. Okay, so this is the procedure followed by the punch to solve the dispute. Did you understand? Right. Next we are learning about village headman, that is Patla. What is Patla? Village headman. Who is the head of the village? It is Patla. Now let's see the differences between punch and Patla. Punch meets once in a while and Patla functions on daily basis. So punch only when he has to fix the dates or arrange marriages, etc., or to solve a dispute, only punch meets. But Patla is a village headman and he keeps in touch with the people on daily basis. Okay? Punch is not from hereditary. Patla is from hereditary. So what is hereditary? See, suppose we get properties, right? Like father's property, sons get, or grandfather's property, father will get, and father's son. So it is passed from generation to generation. So here also what is passed here? Power, that is authority, the village head, right? So it is passed from great grandfather to grandfather, from grandfather it is passed to father, from father it is passed to son. So this is hereditary, understood? Whereas punch is not hereditary. Okay, they elect the person, right? Let us learn in detail about the Patla. Let us see the functions of Patla. Patla, since he functions on daily basis, he maintains unity of the villagers. He sees that villagers all live in peace. There are no disputes in the village. There is a unity among all the villagers. Negotiate with the outsiders and government agencies on behalf of the villagers. So suppose any issues arise between the outsiders or some government agencies, who stands in between? That is Patla. He negotiates with the outsiders and the village people, or government agencies and the village people. Alright. Then coordinates various community activities of the village. Community activities may be development of the community also. So community activities are done with the help of Patla, that is the village headman. He also has to entertain and feed guests of the village. See, who is a guest here now? Führer Hyman Dorf, right? So who looks after him? Who is the person who should take care of him? Who should take care of him? That is the village head, that is the Patla. So he has to entertain the guest and also he has to look after the food, accommodation, everything of the guests. Alright? Who has the authority to remove Patla and why? Suppose sometimes what happens is Patla may become arrogant. He may not listen to anyone. He may give severe punishments or something which people do not like. So who has the authority to remove him? It is Punch. Punch has the authority to remove Patla. So in Hyman Dorf's book, he also wrote that from 1950s, people started coming and settling in tribal communities. Like you can see, Marathas, they are Marathas, Telugus and many other people. They have come and occupied the tribal communities as we see now today's. Then Panchayat Raj elections also were held. So when Panchayat Raj elections are being held, who loses the power here? The village headman, because village headman was from hereditary. Now he will not be hereditary, he has to be elected. For better understanding of the concepts, solve the worksheets. Please visit the official website of SCRT for worksheets. Hope the chapter was interesting for you and you have understood very well. Thank you so much.